everyone, it's Patty. Hope you all doing good. Today I'm going to make a Mother's Day card. Mother's Day is coming up, so I thought I would do the Timeless Tulips, which has a Happy Mother's Day, and I'm doing something a little different with the tulips, and then I have the script embossed layer. So I think it's really pretty. I'm using Real Red and Granny Apple Green, and this is the stamp set. It's a great stamp set. Get well, happy birthday, happy Mother's Day, hello. And these have a coordinating punch. So the biggest tulip, and then this leaf you can punch out. So it's really cool. And we are going to punch the tulips, not the leaves. So I have all my pieces, and we can get started. Let me just leave the card up here so you can see what I'm doing. Instead of using white cardstock or red cardstock, I decided I'm using the Poppy, oh, I'm so bad with names of things. I'll have it on my blog, pspapercrafts.com. But this is a designer series paper for the Poppies. And I was just looking for something like that had a little bit texture to it. And I was just going to punch these and not stamp them. But I liked the lines and stuff. There's a little bit more to it when you stamp it. So I decided I would use Real Red and just stamp 3 of them, and they'll be a little different because the shading of this is different. So just look at your designer series paper. I love to do that, and just, you know, try different things with it. So I'm going to look at the back of my stamp, and it's going to be fed in this way. So I'm going to stamp from this way to this way, so I'm not wasting a lot of paper on the leaf. So I'll just stamp 3 of these with Real Red ink. Just ink it up and just stamp 3 in a row. 1, isn't that pretty? 2, and then 3. Okay, and we'll put the Real Red ink away because red is a tough color if you get it on you or on anything. So the way this works is it just, you can lock it and then you can unlock it. So you lock it to store it, which is pretty cool. So I'm just going to line up my tulips, and I like to get it kind of close, and then I press down a little bit and try to get it all fine-tuned. Now if you were doing this on white paper, you'd have a little bit of a white rim around it. So we have a little bit of the red rim. So that's one, and you see why I'm going this way? If I went this way, I'd be punching leaves each step of the way. So it's always a good idea to look at the back of your punches and see how they punch, and try to get the most of your paper. So I'm just wasting kind of little pieces. I'm just going to dump those out there. And then our third one. So again, I just kind of like press it a little bit, and then I work with it that way, just to get it all centered. Whoops, I just moved it with my hand as I was about to punch it. So hopefully it didn't punch at all. Let's see. All right, there we go. That looks good. So look at the other sides. That's funny. So the next thing we'll do is we have all our layers. One is for the inside, one is to be embossed, and one is for this layer. And what I did was I used Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to do the 3 stems, and I'm going to kind of lay out the first one and get an idea of where I want it, and just ink up the stem and just move it a little bit just to get an idea. So I'll do 1, and then I'll just come off of that with the second one, and then the third one. And it doesn't matter if they're all, you know, you're going to cover it with this, so it doesn't matter how high up you go, or you can go lower, whatever you want to do. So let's leave this out actually and do the leaves. And with these leaves, I like to just really come in close and just come out of the bottom, because I feel like that's how tulips are. And there's multiple leaves you can use. I like I like these too to get just the skinny tips. So I'm going to actually do kind of a tip in here like this. So there's a lot of leaves on the bottom. Okay, and let's do the inside. So the inside, I didn't put a sentiment in this one, but I think I will put a sentiment, the what a beautiful difference one single life makes. So I think I will put that in on this card. This one I left blank, and I'm just going to write my own sentiment. I'm making a lot of Mother's Day cards, so I'll have a lot to choose from. And I'll probably send them to people that, you know, not my mother, but other mothers. There's lots of mothers around, so you don't have to have, you know, have to send it to a mother. You could send it to a daughter, a niece, a friend. So there's a lot of people to send them to. So I just want to see how that stamps. And I'm going to do it in the Granny Apple Green. And I'll do it up here. And I want to do this first so I have an idea of where I want to put my inside flowers. Isn't that pretty? I like that. So that, again, I'm going to come up and kind of do one here, and another one here. And let's do some leaves. So I'll do the same thing. I will just have a leaf coming here. And it's okay that it's going off the paper. Doesn't bother me one bit. And that one didn't ink up too good. Perfect. And let's just get some points up here. So like it's a full set of leaves here. Okay, so now on this one I'm using the different tulips. So I'm going to use the smaller one and then kind of the buds. So I have those stamps out, and I'll do real red in those as well. So I'm going to do this middle one first, and then I'll do the two buds. And again, it's okay if it goes off the paper. Don't have a problem with that. And if they overlap a little bit, isn't that pretty? Okay, so while we have this out, let's do the Happy Mother's Day as well. So I just made this a very tight. I think on this one I'm going to make it a little bit longer and put some pearls on it. So here's my Happy Mother's Day, and this is, I think, a 1/2 inch. And it's very, very tight. So let's make sure my Y came out good. Okay, perfect. So I'm just going to trim that down with my trimmer, and then we'll put it together when we're all set here. So let me just get my trimmer here. I want to make sure it's straight, otherwise I would cut it by hand, but it makes me a little nervous sometimes. So let's cut this down a little bit on this side just to see if I can even it up. And I'll probably end up trimming and trimming. I do that with a ribbon all the time. I trim one side and then the other side, and then I have to go back, and it's a mess. Okay, so let's get our pieces over here. Let's do our embossing. So I'm going to get my Big Shot. And I know this is a little tight. Let me see. Let me turn it around, because I have my old Big Shot, and it has the tabs. So when I open my tabs, they're actually coming out with a new die cutting machine. It won't be available as soon as the new catalog comes out, but pretty much after that. I don't know exactly when, but I think it's going to be something very special. So this is the script one. It's called Scripty, and it's a 3D, so I use my blue plate for that. And what I like to do, you got to make sure that you're lined up vertically so that the script is going this way instead of this way. And I like to line it up on this line to make sure it's all nice and straight. A lot of the embossing folders you don't have to do that for, but for something like this, I'd like to have it straight. And now my handle's on the wrong side, but that's okay. It's a little awkward, isn't it? I have my thing holding my phone over here, so I couldn't have the tab open. All right, we're getting there. So when you open this up, you have this beautiful embossed layer, and then this side is debossed. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so now we can put our card together. So first I'm going to put my tulips down, and let's see, I think I'll do it this way. So I put the tulips down, 2 of them down flat, and then I popped up the one in the middle with dimensionals. And it's okay if it hangs over because it's going to be backed with another layer. Okay, and then this one I will put on with dimensionals. Probably put, let's see, 3 of these. Finally get warm up here. It's in the 60s today in New York. It's been in the 30s overnight and the 40s during the day, and I am not happy. I left 80-degree Florida weather, but it's okay. It's gonna get nicer. Spring has sort of sprung. Okay, so we'll put that like that, and let's put the cap on, and actually we'll take that off again. So I'm gonna layer this up right onto this piece of Granny Apple Green, and I will have all the dimensions on my blog. So just go to pspapercrafts.com and you can shop for products there. You can get all the instructions, the dimensions, all that information, look at pictures, so lots of stuff there. And then we want to put this down. We'll put this right on the card base. Should have checked this first. Make sure it's opening the right way. And then this one, I didn't put it down flat because I have this popped up and I have this popped up. You could pop it up with dimensionals if you wanted to, but I just thought this was fine flat and have the other things popped. Okay. And then I feel like this could go up here because these are over a little bit, but let's see. Let me get my dimensional. Whoops, got my paper all moving around here. I'll put 3 of these on. Make sure we're nice and solid across. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. I think my nails or something. Okay, so where do we want this? Up here? Down here? I kind of like it up here because I think these tulips are over on the side a little bit. Probably should have centered it more. Okay, well I'm winging it, so we'll see how it comes out, and then we'll put a pearl on either side. I think I'm going to do the medium size pearls just to add a little bling. Although I don't know how blingy pearls are. They're not rhinestones. Okay, and then we have to put the inside in, and then we're all done. Pretty easy card. I think it's really pretty. I think this is very rich looking because it's on the designer series paper instead of white. So I think it just gives it a little bit of a more depth to it. See how it is on the white? It's pretty. It's definitely pretty. And you could do these in yellows or oranges. I was trying to figure out, so see the comparison? I was trying to figure out how to get, you know, the tulips that are like orange with yellow and red, it's all mixed in. I'll have to do some watercoloring and see if we can come up with that. So they're a little bit different, but I think they're both pretty. And I hope you enjoyed this, and give me a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe if you're not, and hop over to my blog for more information. You guys have a good day. Thanks. Bye.